Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be testing out the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I have two shades right here, so if you would like to see a review and a 10-hour wear test, please keep watching. I'm feeling like a new woman. I just got my hair done yesterday. I had some reddish, purplish lowlights put in it. Hopefully this will make it to where my roots aren't sticking out like 5 inches. Oh my gosh, because my hair is growing so fast. Today is October 1st, so spooky season is finally here and the heat has finally gone away, I think. It's nice and cool outside, so I've opened up all the windows. The second fall starts, my mood is just like amazing. And then I also only have 16 days left till my due date and I am ready. I've been ready for like 6 weeks. I'm not sleeping. I'm not sleeping. I'm uncomfortable and I'm ready. Like I am so ready. So anyways, I'm pretty excited to be trying out this foundation. I've heard a lot of good things. I have the shades F1 and F7, so about a 6 shade difference here. I really like the packaging. I think it's nice. It's like in a frosted glass. The only thing I'm like about is like I'm pretty sure it's a doe foot. Yeah, so it's like a giant doe foot, which I don't really care for that kind of like applicator. I'd rather have a pump, but that's okay. Then the bottle just says nothing. It just says Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I think I'll be able to get away with just using the F7. I might have to mix in a little bit of F1. I'm starting to lose my tan. Sad day. And we just drained our pool, so it's even sadder. Oh, what am I doing? See, I'm all over the place. Let's go ahead and prime first, and then I'll read some information. So I'm going to be using the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 Primer Spray. I'm going to assume that this foundation is matte. I think that's what I heard. Remember hearing. Next, I'm just going to put a little bit of the Laura Geller Speckle Hydrating Primer. My neck feels really dry, so I'm just going to spray some more of this on it. Okay, so while that sinks in, let's read some information about this foundation. So I purchased mine from Ulta, and this retails for $12, so it's not bad. It has 4 stars. You get 0.8 ounces. The standard size for foundation is usually 1 ounce, so it's a little below that. This says, Makeup Revolution's Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation offers lightweight yet buildable coverage in 50 Skin True shades. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't even know it came in that many shades. Oh my gosh. This versatile foundation is designed to suit every skin type and tone with an oil-free yet creamy and comfortable formula that dries down to a long-lasting demi-matte finish. It won't settle into fine lines or cling to dry patches. Housed in a luxe glass bottle with a jumbo doe foot applicator for greater control and less waste, this foundation offers highly pigmented coverage that can be layered or diffused to suit your look. This says you can either use a brush or a damp blending sponge. So I just like quickly scrolled through the shades, and I don't think you can get all 50 shades online. So I don't know if maybe like in store you can, or on the Makeup Revolution website. But it's cool right here because it says they have an F0, which is pure white, for lightening the other shades of foundation. So that's cool. So let's go ahead and apply this. I'm going to do this side with a sponge first. I think I'm just going to try to just use F7. Let's see. Oh, it's not as dark as I thought. I'm actually surprised. It does have a paint smell, that's for sure. It smells like the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, so I'm just going to use my Sonia Kashuk sponge. Pulling that in. I really thought this was going to be a lot darker, but I guess not. blending out like really nice. So that's one side with one layer, and then obviously I haven't put anything on the other side. I think one application is kind of like a medium coverage, so I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more to cover up some areas. Like I have some broken capillaries, I think that's what they're called, right here. So let's see if we can cover those up. I mean, that's really the only, I'll just use whatever's left on the doe foot. It feels lightweight. It feels a little bit more matte than like a demi matte, which is what it said. But I haven't looked up close yet, but I think it feels okay for me having dry skin. So I really thought that F7 would be like a little bit more tan. So you can see I'm gonna have to bronze a little bit. Now I'm just gonna do the other side. And I'm gonna use this Morphe M439. I can't remember why I thought of this. Hopefully I like it. My other foundation brush is dirty, so I just picked one out of my drawer. This foundation brush is like a little too stiff for me, but it does the job. I mean, I like it blended out with both the sponge and the brush. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Seems to dry down faster with the brush. I definitely think this is buildable to super full coverage if you wanted it to be. But I'm pretty happy with the amount of coverage that I'm getting right now. So this is what my skin looks like up close. I'm just gonna go ahead and look myself to see. Right now, I think my skin is kind of like normal and dry. It's not as dry as it usually is, but it's going to be because the weather is starting to cool down. If your skin is drier than mine right now, like if I had to rate the dryness of my skin, so in the dead of winter, when I have like dry flakes and stuff like that, I would say 10 being the worst. My skin is like a 7 to an 8. So in the summertime, when it's like hot and kind of like humid or whatever, my skin is probably like a 3 dryness, 1 being like not dry, like normal. So I would say right now my skin is probably like a 5 to a 6 dry. Hopefully that helps. So I think if you were any drier than like a 5, hopefully that helps. I think this might be too matte. So now I'm going to apply some concealer. I have the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define concealer, so I figured I would just throw this in this video too. I have used this before. I do like this concealer. It's not my favorite, but I do like it. I have the shades C6 and C3. So these are the shades right there. There's not much of a difference. So I think I'm just going to go in with C6, and if we need to lighten it up, we'll do C3. I think C6 will be okay. And then I'm just going to use my Morphe E45 to blend that in first. And then with my sponge, I could totally see people with oily skin liking this foundation because it's lightweight and it is matte and it's affordable. So if you're looking for a new affordable foundation, I would definitely try it out if you have oily skin for sure. It's been a little bit since I've used that concealer, but if I remember right, if I wait long enough, I don't necessarily have to set it. So I'm gonna try to do that this time. To contour my nose and my lips, I'm just taking this Milani Contour and Highlight Cream Stick. This is in the shade Fair Light. Probably should be using more of like a brown shade right now, not so much gray, but oh well. I'm gonna add a little bit of the ColourPop New Renaissance one too. Just on my nose. I'm gonna use my Artiste Oval 3. So I am still a little bit sticky, so I am going to set my face. And since this foundation is like a little bit too light for me right now, as you can see, I'm just going to set it with my Maybelline Fit Me loose powder in the shade medium. Hopefully it'll just make it just a little bit darker. And I'm using the Morphe E41 brush. So I tried out this powder in my latest full face at First Impressions drugstore affordable makeup. This is the Ulta Beauty HD setting powder. So I'm going to use this today to set my under eyes. I probably don't need to. Well, it did crease on my eyelid, but I'm just going to... So this is what my skin looks like up close with the foundation, concealer, and powder. So it is 2:53 right now, so we'll just go ahead and make 3 o'clock the call time. I'm going to jump off here, finish up the rest of my makeup, and I'll be back to let you guys know how everything went on. So I'm back. I'm going to let you guys know everything that's on my face. For bronzer, I just used my Hoola bronzer. For highlighter, I use the Dose of Colors times I Love Sarai Soulmate. For blush, I used Pretty Vulgar Hush Blush. This is a really good shade that just goes with kind of like any makeup look. Then I used my Kylie Cosmetics, the bronze palette. I just took a mixture of the shimmer shade, it's my brow highlight in my inner corner, and then I just use this orange shade, this shade, and this shade. It's a really good everyday palette too. For brows, I used my Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Blonde, and then I used this Ulta Beauty brow powder. This is in the shade Taupe. I just kind of take a mixture of both and just like put it on a brush and fling it on the inner corner and then just kind of bring it into the rest of my brow. To set my brows, I use the Brow Gal Light Hair 03 Tinted Brow Gel with microfibers. Haven't used this in a while. I thought I remember liking it more, and then when I used it today, I was just like, eh. So, and I feel like I still need to set my brows. Like, they don't even feel set, so I'm just going to use my Model in a Bottle real quick. For lashes, since I didn't want to wear falsies today, I just took a mixture of these two. So normally, if I don't wear falsies, I use waterproof mascara because waterproof mascara is the only mascara that keeps my lashes like lifted and curled. So I first go in with my Maybelline Lash Sensational. It's this guy right here. And then before that dries, I go on top of it with the CoverGirl Peacock Flare in Waterproof. And these two together like make my lashes look really nice and long and lifted. To set my face, I can't really tell if this left like a glow or not, so you guys are gonna have to tell me in the comments, but I use the MAC Fix Plus in the Gold Light, I think that's what it's called. I don't think it really left much of anything, but maybe it did. And then I just used my Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. And then I just realized that I put some powder right here for my lower lash mascara. I gotta wipe that off. And then for lips, I used MAC Soar Lip Liner. And then on top of it, I used MAC Cravings Amplified Lipstick, which I don't think I've ever used this before, but it's really pretty. So I like how everything applied, but I think the concealer, everybody says that this is a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape, which I do kind of agree. It's the closest dupe that I have tried anyways, but Tarte Shape Tape is like too dry for me. I can only use that if I wear like a dewy luminous foundation, and then I can use that, but if I tried to pair that with any other kind of foundation, matte foundation, demi matte, satin, anything, it's just too drying. And like that's exactly how I feel about this concealer as well. It's just too drying for me. So typically I like to wear, I feel like I say this in every foundation first impression, but like my ideal face is light to medium coverage foundation with a full coverage concealer. And if I'm going to do a matte foundation, I usually like to use a dewy luminous concealer, and then if I use a dewy luminous foundation, I like to use a matte concealer. So me mixing these two together probably wasn't the smartest idea, because I should have remembered, but honestly I forgot. So these two on their own, great. Together, it's too dry for me. So I do have like a little bit of dry patchiness going on underneath here and kind of just everywhere I put that concealer, because it's just too much. But other than that, I think the foundation looks really nice. It looks like it's going to last pretty much like all day. But other than that, I liked how everything applied on top of the foundation, and it still feels like pretty lightweight. It doesn't feel like matte to the point where my skin is tight, but it's almost there, if that makes sense. And I still think that if you have dry patches or anything like that, you're definitely not gonna like this foundation for sure. So this is what my skin looks like up close with all the makeup. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here, and I will see you guys in about 4 hours for my first check-in. Hey guys, so it is 7 o'clock. I'm gonna try something a little different, and I'm gonna do a check-in using my iPhone. I heard that there's like a blurring thing on the iPhone, but I have it in selfie mode and it doesn't look like it's like blurring my face at all. But I thought that you'd be able to see what this foundation looks like better via iPhone than like my Canon that's back here. So I'm gonna do my check-in using this, and then when I go back to edit, I'll see like what's going on. This foundation on for 4 hours. Maybe there is like a little bit of like a blur on it. I can't really tell. So everything to me still looks pretty good. I'm still like super matte, even though I used a dewy primer and a dewy setting spray. So I don't like the concealer with this foundation like at all. Like right here, like under my eyes, does not look good at all. So I'm definitely not going to be pairing those two together anymore. But other than that, everything still looks really good. I'm not oily or anything. Like normally I get oily around here because of my bangs, but there is still pretty matte. So I will see you guys back here in another 4 hours. Hey guys, so it is 11:06. So I've had this foundation on for 8 hours, and I was actually just looking at it in the mirror before I came in here, and I'm like from a distance, I think it looks really good. But then up close, I feel like my under eyes, which I can't really say anything about that because it's the concealer, it's not the foundation, but this concealer just does not look good on dry skin, in my opinion anyways. I think the foundation looks nice. Like it looks nice and matte, but it's almost too matte for my dry skin. Like I feel like I can like see it. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like obviously you can see foundation, but like I just feel like it just looks really dry, I guess is what I'm saying. And like I feel like my neck I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see, but I feel like my neck looks like it's like dried out, which is weird. Like, I know not all matte foundations are gonna work for dry skin. This, unfortunately, I don't think is gonna be one that's gonna work for my dry skin. Although my hormones at the moment are all like, you know, so I could have like extra drier skin right now than normal. I don't really know. But the one thing that I did notice is like I'm still fully matte. Like I'm not oily at all, and normally I get oily pretty bad right here because of my bangs. I could powder. I guess we can go ahead and powder my forehead just to see. But other than that, I feel like this foundation would last a really long time on normal skin. Dry skin, I don't know. Like I said, I like how it looks from a distance, but up close, I'm just not feeling it. And then like it went into this laugh line I have right here. It went into my forehead lines, and not all foundations do that. I do think though that if you have oily skin, that you should definitely give this a try, but I think if you have super dry skin, like I probably would just pass. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of my Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I do think though that this foundation is long lasting, so I'll give it that. Like, minus the complaints that I have, it still looks like I just applied it. It's just too drying for me. And that's weird too, is like I said, not all matte foundations work for my dry skin. There are a few, which I think I'm gonna do a video on my favorite matte foundations for dry skin. But anyways, usually I can make a matte foundation work as long as I use like a really hydrating moisturizer, which I did this morning. And if I use like a moisturizing like primer spray and primer, which I also did. And normally I can make a matte foundation work, and this said it was like demi matte, I think, right? What exactly does that mean? Demi matte. I feel like that would mean like half matte, half regular foundation. Like, I don't know. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in. Hopefully you can see, like, if you can like see what I mean right here. It looks really dry. I hope you can see it on camera. I don't know if you're gonna be able to. I think it still looks decent around here, like it didn't cake or like wear off from me eating and stuff, and I have had it on for 8 hours. It did go in that laugh line right there, but it just, I don't know. I don't like how my neck looks either. So I definitely picked a good day to start a foundation first impression late in the days. Like the call time was at like 3 o'clock. So I'm going to keep this on till 1 o'clock in the morning. Thankfully, I don't sleep anymore from being pregnant. Like I'm not sleeping like at all, probably more than like, not more than 3 hours a night, and I'm actually not even tired. So that's surprising. But I'm currently washing all the baby clothes, the baby hats, the baby blankets. Like I'm literally washing everything right now for like newborns and then 0 to 3 months. So I still have like 2 loads left to do. So I think by the time I'm done washing everything, it'll probably be like 1 o'clock in the morning, and that'll be the perfect time for my 10-hour check-in. So other than that, I'm just kind of like nesting. I've been nesting for like 2 weeks, it seems like. So yeah, I'm gonna jump off here and I'm gonna go work on some baby stuff, and then I will see you guys back here for my final check-in in about 2 hours. Hey guys, so I'm back for my Marsha's trying to come in. So I'm back for my final check-in. It is 12:59. So I've had this foundation on for a full 10 hours and it still looks the exact same. It still looks... She's deaf, so I can't even tell her to be quiet because she can't hear me. But it still looks the same as it did when I saw you guys 2 hours ago. So I was actually like thinking about this because I went to go get I went to the Revolution Beauty website so I could get a picture of the foundation bottle for my thumbnail, and I reread that it said that it's for all skin types again, and I guess I just don't understand how they can say that when There's people that have like drier skin than mine right now that actually have like dry patches and stuff like that. Like I don't have any dry patches right now. So that, and then the other thing I think that might actually help with the way the foundation looks on my skin is if I shaved my face. I've been like shaving my face the first week of each month, so I should probably do it tomorrow or something like that. But I think if I shaved my face, it would make my face a little bit more smoother, because like right here, I think why it looks like super dry is because I have like peach fuzz growing back in from me shaving my face a month ago. And same like right here, because I shave all the way down to like right here. So I think if I shaved my face, I think it would work a little bit better. And then also, I think if I used a hydrating mask the night before, which is what I would normally do if I knew I was going to use a matte foundation and I just forgot, but that always helps me as well. So I definitely have like a little bit of mixed feelings about the foundation. Like I'm going to keep trying it again, and especially with like a hydrating mask the night before, I think that will really help. But I definitely think if you have oily skin, you will really like this foundation. If you have dry skin, I would probably pass unless you can get it like on sale at Ulta. So let me know if you guys have tried out the Revolution Makeup Revolution. I feel like that company has like 20 different names. It's like every time I turn around, they have like a different name out. I don't know. But let me know if you guys have tried the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation in the comments below, and what your skin type is. And if you do have dry skin and you found a good primer that works with this foundation, let me know that in the comments below as well. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this foundation first impression, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.